Hey guys, how's it going? Dylan here from Field Strength and Athletics with you today for another how-to video. Today we're going over the bench press, one of my favorite lifts. We're going to be going over the setup, the leg drive, and the bar path in particular in today's video. If you like today's video, please leave it a like, subscribe down below, and please share with your friends on Facebook or Twitter. If you guys have any questions about this setup or about programming in general, please hit me up at fieldstrengthandathletics@gmail.com. Other than that, let's get to the video.
Alright, so let's start with the back view, and then we'll go to the side view of how we go through our setup beginning to end. What we're doing now is I'm sliding my feet up so where my heels come off. I'm going to lift off my whole body, look back at me. I'm going to plant my shoulders right there really hard. That's going to allow me to make a bridge, which we'll go over in the later part of the instructional video. Then we're going to drive through the legs, push the bar off, and then we're going to do our set. All of this we'll go over at greater detail later on in the video. Next, what we're going to do after we rack this bar, move on to the side view. Now we're going to go through the same thing. We're going to bring our head off the bench. We're going to scoot the feet back to the heels come off, lift off, look back, plant the shoulders. Right? And you can see that how this gets us set up in a good position to do our bench press. We have our leg drive, our arch, our bar path, all looking great. Now that we see it in motion, let's go ahead and see how it looks as we get to our stills.
At the entire setup here. So this is the model we're going to be working off of from the side. You'll notice we have the arch, the knees are lower than the hips, heels are off, shoulders are down in my back pockets. And now what we're going to do is go over each of those sections in a little bit more detail. Alright, so first what we're going to see is that start and end position of each bench press. It is directly over our mid shoulder. This is where our lats can be engaged, our shoulders and elbows can be locked out, so that way the bar is not going to be moving one way or other. This is our most secure position and steady position in the bench press. Next, we're looking at the arch. Now we don't want to just arch arbitrarily. Our purpose of the arch here is so that way we can create leg drive into those shoulders. Okay? With that arch, it allows us to use the lower part of the pec and once again have a more stable bench press. Second, we're talking about leg drive. My shoulder blades there with that smaller arrow on the right is indicating where my shoulder blades are coming back and down into my back pockets, creating a platform, which the bigger arrow is my leg drive pushing into. My leg drive is pushing into the shoulders, not straight up. That creates the bridge throughout the middle. And one thing that helps us with this particular setup is that our knee is lower than the hips. This makes it really easy to create a leg drive towards the shoulder, but incredibly difficult to create leg drive up, which would lift the butt off of the bench, which would create a red light in any powerlifting meet. So, on that note, the improper leg drive, and one that you'll see a lot of people make the mistakes with, is driving up. So they're pushing the legs through the ground and not trying to straighten the legs towards the shoulders. This caused the butt to lift up off the bench, and this will absolutely get you a red light. Our entire setup that we've gone over so far with the arch, the shoulder blades down and back, legs pushing into the shoulders, hips being higher than the shoulder as we do the leg drive, is just so that way we do not get red lights on the bench and we stay nice and secure. This is not that. So now let's take a look from that first view where we're behind the bench, right? Here you're going to be able to really see mainly just what my shoulders are doing. A part of the setup of the bench we have is also that way our shoulders don't have to tweak as we're going through the bench press, okay? So some key factors here. First off, the distance between our hands is going to be wider than our chest. That works if you have an extra wide bench press, or like me, a pretty close grip bench press. I like to be pretty close, as you can tell from this diagram here. It allows me to stay tight throughout the entire bench and not lose some of the tightness with my lats and my triceps. And another very, very important thing here is the wrist position. Okay? We're going to make sure that our wrists are locked out and straight up and down. If we let that bar roll back into our hands, we are no longer supported with the elbow, the shoulder, the chest, and the lat in through our bench press. And then probably the most important cue that we've already touched on so far is making sure that our shoulder blades are back and down into our back pockets. And you can see here it creates that flat platform that not only are we benching off of, but we're also pushing our legs and our leg drive into that platform. Now let's take a look at how that looks throughout a full bench press. So we have the setup, head came off, heels came off, push towards those heels, grabbing the bar outside our shoulders. And now right now we're going to create that strong bridge by driving our legs into the shoulders. We're going to lift off and set the butt. Now everything's in place. We come down to the correct bar path, lift up to our most stable spot. Everything went smooth. That was a good, solid, heavier bench press.
Well, that's it, you guys. That's how you bench press. Please come back to this video whenever you're having issues in certain parts of the bench press. And it could be any part with your leg drive, setup, bar path. Come back to some of these quick notes that you can use and quick cues that you can use when you train your bench press. If you have any more issues or questions about this video, once again, hit me up at fieldstrengthandathletics@gmail.com. And leave this video a like, subscribe down below, and make sure to hit that bell button so you get alerted every single time I post a new video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and have a great day.